Has the rivalry been renewed with the Jets and Giants? Is it even a rivalry? We get into all of it on the latest episode of Boy Green Daily, baby. Let's go. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans. Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show. Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby. For me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Good morning. What's poppin', everybody? My name is Paul Leston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Good morning, and welcome to the month of September, baby. That means if I'm doing the beep, boop, bop on the calculator, we're 10 days away from the season opener for the New York Jets on September 11th. I can feel it. The energy is palpable. It's tasty. And, of course, there's no other games for the Jets. So that means the season's, 6 days away in terms of the NFL season. Next Thursday night, Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs. I'm so fired up. And let's do a show. He's a repeat customer now on Boy Green Daily, and we'll have to try to keep that rolling. Gunny Gumby, NY Jets Situation Report, jumping on the program. What's up, Gunny?
Oh, what's up, Paul Boy Green? How you doing, brother? Hey, man, as always, a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. And how ready are you, man? I mean, like, again, this has one of the most hyped up seasons, I would say, ever. But like, you think about it, we've been thinking about it for months. We've been talking about like this game and other games for months. All of a sudden, in 10 days, it's here.
It's here.
Like, man, it's finally here.
I think it became real for me after we saw the last preseason game and we saw Aaron Rodgers actually throw on a New York Jets uniform and go ahead and throw the ball around for a couple of series. I thought, okay, man, like it's surreal, right? It's Aaron freaking Rodgers. Is he really our quarterback? I've been seeing him in training camp. I've been seeing him in practices. But then you saw him play that game. Even though it was only a couple of drives, we saw him play the game, and then it became real. So at that point, my level of excitement went from, a 7 or an 8 to a 20 out of 10, right? Like, it's just, it's time. I feel like this has been the longest offseason ever. And you're right. I don't think we've ever been this excited as a fan base. And in all actuality, we've never had this much talent on both sides of the ball as a fan base. We're accustomed to having elite defenses. That's something of the Rex Ryan era, the defense and in the grind and pound game. Yeah. But we have a legitimate offense in the 21st century that kind of matches up with the offenses of the 21st century, and a defense that's as elite as back then too. So for me, yeah, I'm pumped, man. These next 10 days can't get by fast enough. I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, you brought up the defenses of yesteryear, of those Rex Ryan years, and this one is crazy, like in a different way. We didn't have these kind of dynamic pass rushers in the Rex Ryan era. We could have, if Vernon Gholston would have worked out. Perhaps the Jets end up winning the Super Bowl one of those years. But now they've got this depth that I am tantalized by the defensive line. I feel like, okay, I'm just going to put this out to the universe. I haven't said this publicly yet, Gunny. I've only said it behind the scenes. I'm just going to put it out there, okay, on September 1st. Now's a better time than any. This is what I think is going to happen. New York Jets, Buffalo Bills. And I'm being dead serious. This is what I believe is going to happen. I believe we're going to see what happened in week 1 last year, where the Buffalo Bills beat the brakes off the Rams. I think the Jets are going to beat the brakes off the Bills. Now, I'm not saying the Bills are some crappy team. That's not what I'm saying. I just think we're talking about all this hype. I think the Jets are going to overwhelm the Bills. The home atmosphere, that defensive line versus that offensive line. I have a lot of questions about the Bills' offensive line. And you have Aaron Rodgers on the other side facing that defense. I don't think you need to score a lot of points to be able to do it, but I just have a feeling that it's just gonna be crazy. It's one of those snowball things, like maybe a pick six happens, and then all of a sudden Jets score quickly, and then boop, 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 whoa, what the hell happened? How the hell did we get down 21 or something? I'm just putting it out into the universe. I haven't said it yet. Until now, And I'm putting it out there because I feel that confident about it. I think the Jets are going to beat the brakes off the Bills, and people are going to lose their gosh darn bananas, if I may. Yes.
I absolutely love it. I love it because I know the Jets are going to win that game. I'm not even worried about the Jets winning that game. Like, to me, it's just a matter of getting there, seeing it in action itself. But they're winning that game. And I've been all over the place, right? I've gone to the place where I think they check the crap out of them. Then I've gone to the place where I analyze both teams, and I'm like, man, all right, they got a couple of pieces back on defense. Poyer being back, I think, is a big contributor.
Yeah.
But then you also look like they lost Leslie Frazier, right? So they lost some continuity in the coaching there, right? Like,
no Von Miller
is not going to be there, right? So, like, there's so many pieces that's telling me.
No
like,
Tremaine Edmonds.
No Tremaine Edmonds.
That's another one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, their leading tackler 2 out of the last 3 years on that roster. So for me, then I go back to the fanboy. Like, okay, man, in all actuality, it's being lined up. It's being served up to us. Like, here you guys go, right? Go ahead, knock these guys out, on Monday Night Football. And I was saying this. If the Jets win the game, right, like, it's wow. It's going to go ahead and make people really start, paying attention more in a more positive light. If the Jets kill the Buffalo Bills, the momentum that can carry in itself it's unexplainable. Like, it could potentially be, like you just said, the ripple effect, right? If we kill the Buffalo Bills, a Super Bowl favorite by every metric, on Monday Night Football, first of all, us Jets fans are going to be unbearable to every other fan base on the planet. Like, it's not going to be good for them. But secondly, it gives those guys the momentum, and again, so much youth on that team too, to go ahead and go on a run. And we're going through the gauntlet of our schedule in the first 6 games. So if that happens, man, brother, that could change the whole trajectory of how the season winds up ending up for us.
But I do have a problem because, if that happens, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to make the trip because week 2, I'm going with my dad to AT&T Stadium, the Jets-Cowboys game. I'm not sure if my head will be able to fit through the door if the Jets beat the brakes off the Bills in my cocky Conor McGregor walk down in Texas, which, by the way, hopefully I run into you down there.
You will.
Is oh, beautiful, Gunny. We gotta link that up. We gotta make that happen. Yep. We gotta meet for the first time, so we'll figure that out. My people, your people. I'm sure we'll figure that part out. But that I don't know how the hell my big ass head is going to fit through that because I am going to be. I'm already going to be unbearable. Like I've embraced that on a week-to-week basis. Like people are going to know my presence exists. Like because I wear Jet stuff every day. They're going to know. They're certainly going to know. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's reel it back to that last preseason game. And I'm curious your thoughts on this because I heard I don't want to say clapback, but I heard a lot of varying opinions on social media. So obviously this thing has been going on between Aaron Rodgers and Jihad Ward of the Giants with the trash talk, Hard Knocks episode, some extra Twitter beef. Here's the latest for people who may not have seen this. It's also linked in the article down below. So Ward apparently took offense to the fact that Aaron Rodgers and his teammates apparently were laughing at the Randall Cobb hit that he called the dirty hit that ended up being a penalty. So he said he took it upon himself to give Aaron Rodgers the business the next time they had an opportunity, which was the next offensive drive, and he pushed him well after 5 yards. But also he had this. NYJ Matt, shout out to the legend. He screenshot the recently liked tweets from Ward, and he seemed to send a warning shot because a fan tweeted at him, quote, and not safe for work language coming, "Can't wait till you put that bitch on his ass and hit him with a remember me." He liked that tweet. So there's a lot of, and he also reminded, everybody's like, hey, we play the Jets soon enough, which by the way is week 9. That is after the bye in week 8, or excuse me, the bye's in week 7. They play the Giants in week 8. So man, I bring that all to say, is there a rivalry here between the Jets and Giants? Is it renewed? Is there even a rivalry? What say you, Gunny, on this?
It's one of those things where, like, the Giants, we don't play them enough, right, for this to be a rivalry.
Right. Every 4 years. Once every 4 years
we play these guys. I think what the current record between the teams is 8-6 in favor of the Giants.
We've won the last 2, and they haven't beaten us since 2011.
Exactly. So
which was the Victor Cruz, all that jazz.
Oh yeah, the little salsa celebration. It's one of those things where like I don't look at it as a rivalry, and I don't think they're on the level of the New York Jets roster either. These guys just paid Daniel Jones $40 million. He's getting paid top quarterback money. He's never thrown 30 touchdowns in the season, right? So
yes, he threw actually 15 last year, so
15,
which
and
is less than one per game with 17 games,
25 or something like that, right? Like it's insane to me. Like the roster's not on par with ours. There isn't a rivalry here. The Jets are built for long-term longevity. Once Aaron Rodgers does his thing, Zach Wilson takes the reins. Like the train keeps on moving. I don't see it as a rivalry. I really don't know who Jihad Ward is, and that wasn't even a shot. I didn't know who he was when I thought he was a practice squad guy trying to make the roster. Apparently, he's been there for a couple of years. He's got like a career high of 13 sacks in 9 seasons or something like that. So he really is, a depth piece on their roster.
But he really had the audacity to say, "I don't know who you are," and Aaron Rodgers went, "Wait, you don't know who I am? Come on, man."
You don't even have to know football to know who Aaron Rodgers is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're telling me you're a defensive lineman in the NFL, and you don't know who, so you're just incompetent. You don't watch film, you don't watch tape, you're just a dummy. That's just making. So he made himself look stupid even saying it. Like I was just like, that was just.
He did.
Aaron Rodgers can really not know who you are, because most fans, unless you're a Giants fan, didn't know who you were, right?
I didn't know who he was.
I didn't know who he was. You don't know who Aaron Rodgers is, bro. You just made yourself look stupid. So, I don't think it's a rivalry. I think it's going to be an embarrassment come week 8. I think they're going to be a very, very quiet fan base. A lot of them have been coming out of the woodworks lately, too, talking about how Sauce got burnt by freaking Hyatt. And I'm like, 0-0-0 stat line. And he got burnt by.
That's what I saw.
The way it's the celebration from this fan base, which was once a proud fan base, like the Eli Manning era, they had something to be proud of.
Won 2 Super Bowls somewhere over the last 15 or 20 years.
Right? Yes. And we love them. We're like, you guys potentially prevented Tom Brady from
I cheered that up.
I cheered you guys. So like, I don't even look at them as a threat. I don't even look at them as being relevant when it comes to like New York sports, except to say thank you for stopping Tom Brady, right? So it is what it is. They got the 2 Super Bowls. They should be proud about that. But lately, they've been coming out and showing the level of casualness. And I don't think this is going to be a game that's going to be like close or anything like that. I think it's going to be an embarrassment, if I'm being honest. I think Aaron Rodgers looked at this game now and he goes, "Okay, boom, check mark. We're going to go ahead and put on a show." More motivation for our guys to go out there and smack people in the mouth. The way Sean Payton gave for the Denver game, I'm all about it. Any little edge you want to go ahead and keep feeding these guys to go ahead and make them feel like they're disrespected and they're the underdog, so they can go out there and want to violently thrash you, by all means, send it. But no, I don't think this is a rivalry.
Yeah, we'll get back to that part in a second. I just have to say, you're so right. Think about, like, people say, "Oh man, I'm going to circle this game on the schedule." I've circled the entire schedule. So we have all these reasons now for every game. I mean, honestly, week 4. Oh, wow, that's the first time Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes will ever play on the planet. Oh, week 1, Monday Night Football. Oh, well, week 2, the Jets played the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Week 3, we haven't beaten the Patriots, you know, and God knows when. They've lost 14. Well, it's 2015, but they lost 14 times in a row, 22 of the last 24. And they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we got the Denver game randomly squeezed in here. Oh, wait, Sean Payton just trash Nathaniel Hackett, circle that one." So, Eagles, we've never beaten them before. Okay, circle that one. Like, and now the Giants get, okay, I guess we'll circle that one here. Like, we're just running out of permanent marker. I'm like, we need to make a store run or something. Every game seems like it's got some juice, which, by the way, I'm all about.
100%.
When I look at the schedule, of course, as Jet fans, we're going to watch every game, obviously. But when I look at the schedule, every game feels to me like there's no break. Like, sure, eventually we're going to get into the second half of the season where you're playing like the Commanders, Texans, and Falcons all in a row. And it doesn't seem at this point that there's like additional juice to those games. They're games like, okay, great, we can just pile up a bunch of wins. But there's not like a storyline at this point of something that's some kind of extra juicy. So the schedule is phenomenal. The seasons. Yeah, right. Think about that. Basically, the first half of the season, everything is like a Super Bowl, basically on a week-to-week basis. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. By the way, let me throw this up. This is the poll of the day, and I asked Gunny. He does not believe it's a rivalry. So, of course, I wanted to present that option as well. And here it is, everybody. You can also vote below if you'd like. Again, with this recent Jets-Giants beef, is the rivalry back on like Donkey Kong heading into 2023? Oh, yeah, nope, or it ain't even a rivalry. and it's at 43.5% say, oh yeah, the rivalry's back on, and just a hair that's 0.9 percentage points below it is it ain't even a rivalry. Now, here's the thing. I don't look at it like, the New England Patriots, even the Dolphins or the Bills. Like, it's not in that range for me, but they play in the stadium and it's annoying, and they've had more success, obviously winning 2 Super Bowls in the 21st century here that the Jets obviously have not been able to do in 55 years. So I hate them, and thankfully their 2 Super Bowl wins came against the Patriots. So I was like, well, the lesser of 2 evils, that works better for me than Tom Brady having, quote, 9 Super Bowl rings. So thank you for your service, Big Blue. That would be, speaking of unbearable, that would be friggin' unbearable. So thank God. So I don't know, but this juice certainly helps. That's all I'll say, and has added now another layer to a game. I will be at the Jets-Giants game. I'm right now going to Jets-Cowboys and Jets-Giants. Those 2 are in the book, so I am looking for Aaron Rodgers pounding the beef happening there in that Giants game. We only have a few minutes left, Gunny. These Boy Green Daily 20-minute shows go by quick. I could talk to you all day. Let me throw a couple more at you here. Bryce Hall took a massive pay cut, for those who did not see, to stay with the Jets. Now, you may say to yourself, $1.7 million, that's not that massive. Well, to him, that's 63% of his paycheck. So, he took that to stay. But I wonder if it will last, because there's 5 corners on the Jets roster. So you have Sauce, you have DJ Reed, you have Michael Carter II, Justin Hardy. The first 3 I mentioned are all starters. Justin Hardy's a Pro Bowler, and then you have Bryce Hall, who seems expendable. And after week 1, Brandon Eccles returns from his suspension, and if I'm taking one of the corners out, it's Bryce Hall. So he took a pay cut, but it may have just simply delayed the inevitable, it appears.
Yeah, so when I heard about it, it was also nonchalantly brought up right on Twitter. I think I caught wind of it, which is weird because usually you kind of see these things pop up. I mean, like you said, $1.6 million. It doesn't seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but for him, that's a lot of money. I think he's on this team. I think he is. I think he brings valuable depth on that in the cornerback room. That he has starting experiences first season in the league. That's invaluable. He took this pay cut, and I think Joe Douglas and Coach Saleh like to do right by their players. I don't think you make this guy take this pay cut just to wind up cutting him after game 1 as well, right? So I think there's some things to it to where maybe at worst case scenario he's traded, right? Maybe he's traded down the road. But,
sure.
I think it's going to be Eccles on the roster. We're going to carry 6 cornerbacks. I'm still shocked we have 7 wide receivers on this roster. So I keep expecting something, something to go ahead and kind of show face that we're not going to carry some for the entire season. Maybe that's it. Maybe when we go ahead and bring in Eccles, we're back down to 6 wide receivers. But in all actuality, I don't think he goes anywhere. I like having that kind of valuable depth, unless, of course, we're talking about getting something back from him in a trade. To release him, I think would be a mistake. And I don't think Joe's going to do that after he agreed to take a pay cut to be on this roster.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thomas Morstead, I got to be honest. First off, it's been the most overlooked thing because we have Aaron Rodgers and all this other stuff. We have a friggin' punter now, and kicker for that matter, and Greg Zuerlein. Yep. So I got to give a shout out. We're going to have Morstead on the show, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll have him ahead of week 1 to talk about this, but a good friend of the show. So he gets cut, and Jet fans lose their minds on the 53-man roster. But it was a selfless move by Morstead because, we don't have enough time to get into all the details, but quickly, he's a vested veteran. He can get released and does not have to go through waivers and can wait and sign back with the Jets. It's basically a gentleman's agreement. Hey, we're going to cut you just so we could keep other pieces on the team, and then we'll bring you back in a few days, which is exactly what happened. And an epic way to announce his return, saying, I'm not going anywhere. And then the relax. Oh, man, I love Morstead. He's been a great personality, a great veteran, a great steadying presence for the team, and everyone respects him in his weird runs after every PAT. He's doing like a Naruto run or something going on out there, which is hilarious. So, Thomas Morstead. I just want to make sure we gave a special team shout out to those guys heading into the season. It just feels great to have quarterback lockdown, obviously, but punter and kicker. It feels good to have that secure.
Yes. We've seen how dire that can be last season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. In every realm, the Patriots game, the Lions game, I mean, just disgusting. So, and by the way, I saw the Steelers were trying to trade Braden Mann, and I'm
You
like,
saw that
trade
too,
him for
right? I
what?
was like, who?
Yeah,
What, for
boy,
a
come on.
box of crackers?
And then they cut him. Yeah, I like crackers, so probably
You know
not.
what?
I would keep
So
the
do I.
crackers. But, yeah, just no, I can't
That was
believe
funny.
that. And yeah. And to wrap up the show, guys, we have over 100 Jet fans. So I want to give a shout out to each and every one of you for entering our free Jets jersey giveaway contest. It is also pinned. If you're watching on YouTube, it's the pinned comment in the chat here, the direct link to click and join. You guys are running out of time. We have less than 6 days because as soon as that game kicks off next Thursday, the contest is over and we're not taking anyone else in. So don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Over 100 Jet fans are in, including Gunny Gumby. He is already entered into this contest. So, guys, make sure you enter. All you have to do is tell us who the Jets will beat, lose to in a final regular season prediction, and you have a chance to win a jersey. It is free. The shipping's free. The jersey's free. It's just a whole lot of free. And I'm trying to give this Jets jersey giveaway away. And, just to flex on them, I've got over 5,000 subs on the old YouTube. We got over 15,000 followers. Yes, I'm a big deal, obviously. So I've got all this thing. We only got 100 Jet fans. Come on, people. Hop on in. Try to win a jersey. It's all there. Jump in, just click and join. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, for Pete's sake. So hopefully a bunch of people get in on that before the contest closes next week, Gunny. Hopefully so.
Yeah, I mean, jerseys ain't cheap. I'm surprised only 100.
Hell no,
but
aren't.
Again, I'll take a free jersey. If people don't want it, I'll
there
take
you
it.
go.
I like my odds better.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what a lot of people would say. Hey, Paul, 100 is enough. 100 is enough. I want to increase my chances, but I want to try to open up to the universe, baby. Open up to the universe. Well, Gunny, these are always fun. They always go by in a blink like this, but we'll have to do this more consistently. I'd love to get you on the rotation regularly, and we'll make this happen, man. It's always a lot of fun.
You tell me when, brother.
All right, there he is. Gunny Gumby. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Also, guys, if you're watching this live, you can also replay this later and listen to it wherever you get your podcast by simply searching for Boy Green Daily, the quick 20-minute snack size episode for you on the commute or wherever you're going. We appreciate the support, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow morning live